So it'll be interesting to see how long she can go tonight. Only 105 minutes.
USA's ball on a throw-in. Colombia coming into this game as Vlatko Andonovski, the head coach, looks on. Colombia's coming into this game having played 4 games already this calendar year. 4 draws, 2 versus Argentina,
5 minutes.
2 versus Venezuela.
Yeah, and very different matches to how this one will likely shape up.
USA's ball on a throw-in. Cutting inside the box. Tackled away. Colombia coming into this game as Vlatko Andonovski, the head coach, looks on. Colombia's coming into this game having played 4 games already this calendar year. 4 draws, 2 versus.
So it'll be interesting to see.
Held up there by Haran.
So it'll be interesting to see how long she can go tonight. Only 105 minutes. Different matches to how this one will likely shape up.
It's too far. USA's player to it. Inside the box. Salazar. Colombia coming into this game as Vlatko Andonovski, the head coach, looks on. Colombia's coming into this players like having played 4 games already this calendar year.
The road to the 2023 Women's World Cup continues today.
So it'll be interesting to see.
From Dick's Sporting Goods Park in Commerce City, Colorado, just outside of Denver. It's the USA.
So it'll be interesting to see how long she can go tonight.
70 degrees temperature-wise, so a great night for soccer.
For matches to how this one will likely shape up.
Too far. USA's player to it.
Red and blue from Dick's Sporting Goods It's the USA.
So it'll be interesting to see how long she can go tonight.
70 degrees temperature-wise, CONCACAF Championship, which was soccer.
For matches to how this one will likely shape up.
Too far. USA's player to it.
See, this is about developing a rhythm, and particularly this player right there. So it'll be interesting to see how long she can go tonight. It was a big responsibility because so much of the offense for matches to how this one will likely shape up.
Too far. USA's player to it.
See, this is about developing a rhythm, and particularly this player right there. So it'll be interesting to see how long she can go tonight. It was a big responsibility because so much of the offense for matches to how this one will likely shape up.
Too far. USA's player to it.
See, this is about developing a rhythm, and particularly this player right there. So it'll be interesting to see responsibility because so much of the offense for matches to how this one will likely shape up.
Getting familiar.
Too far. USA's player to it.
See, this is about developing a rhythm, and particularly this player right there. So it'll be interesting to see responsibility because so much of the offense for matches to how this one will likely shape up.
Getting familiar.
Too far. USA's player to it.
O'Hara moves it ahead. First touch is out, deflected up by Colombia, so it's a USA throw-in.
O'Hara got it in quickly. Lavelle on the turn. Cook for Sauerbrunn.
And an early look, JP, you can already see that Colombia is, in fact, lining up with a sweeper. Karabali sitting in that deeper role, and that means Ashley Hatch can drive her back and create space underneath.
Haran try to get it through, and that's going to be clipped away by Colombia. Cook pushing it wide, right side, and that ball is going to get away. Colombia will have a throw-in. Playing for the Washington Spirit of the NWSL. Defending champions in that league. A slow start, though, to this season. They're in 7th place.
Yeah, no, O'Hara's only played a handful of minutes for the squad, so it'll be interesting to see how long she can go tonight. Only 105 minutes.
USA's ball on a throw-in. Colombia coming into this game as Vlatko Andonovski, the head coach, looks on. Colombia's coming into this game having played 4 games already this calendar year. 4 draws, 2 versus Argentina, and 2 versus Venezuela.
Yeah, and very different matches to how this one will likely shape up.
Lavelle cutting inside the box, tackled away, and then cleared out. First pass out was denied by the U.S. Sour run. Held up there by Haran. Haran waiting for some movement up top. That was too far. The closest player to it was 21 Salazar for Colombia. Whenever Colombia gets possession, they'll be trying to find players like Catalina Uzme in the attack. But so far, little of the ball. Here's Smith.
Yeah, along with Lacey Santos, those 2 players are going to be the outlets for this Colombian side, and they said that they know they have to maintain possession in a match like this against the United States, where they can grow into a game and not be on the defensive, on the back foot so often. But as you said, JP, early on, it's all USA. And this is a good test for the United States coming in. You know, how do they break down a low block? The space is going to be tight between the lines. This is potentially what they're going to face come qualifiers in a couple of weeks.
Here's Lavelle. On that right side, O'Hara high up, cross into the box, deflected out, swept away off Salazar. Emily Fox, racing Louisville in the NWSL, will push it to Sauerbund, across for Cook. Cook inching forward, no one closes. Fox on the left, try to play it through, that's blocked. Second go at it, finding Haran. 4 players on this roster from the Colorado area. The cross by Pugh, back post area. Side netting.
And you're seeing the United States pinching their wingers, and then that space is in the wide areas. Lindsey Haran, in this case, was the one who initially grabbed a hold of it, got on it, and then found Pugh in a more advanced area. And this one just lofts away, tails away, excuse me, towards that back post. And really difficult for Sophia Smith to redirect that on frame as she's falling away from goal, trying to cut that back. But it's a good look. One of the things Vlatko Manovsky wants to see out of his team is creation of goals in different ways. That one, a combination wide, service into the area, and you have the runs. Ashley Hatch likes to make that near post run. That's going to attract defenders and leave the back post as a viable option.
Cleared by Montoya. But Colombia doesn't hold it for long. Nice moves. Lavelle. Haran. Launching one into the box. Keeper comes out, and it's grabbed by Catalina Perez.
Haran just pulls this back now. She's got a little bit of a window to drive that one over the back line. Perez reads it the whole way, though. And you're seeing, we're looking at the relationships between Ashley Hatch, Sophia Smith. Again, very different player. Ashley Hatch is from Kat Macario. Hatch wanting to get in behind. Usually that's Kat Macario pulling the center back off the back line, creating the space in behind for Smith. That relationship is going to be important to watch unfold over the course of the night and how they play off of each other. Pugh left the ball. Colombian player took her out.
Fouls on Carolina Arias, who plays for Deportivo Cali. Here's Mal Pugh on the attack. Goals in 4 straight games for the U.S. Pushing it wide was Haran. Set inside to the end line. Played across, and Perez made the save at the side of the post. And the assistant referee's got the flag up anyway as Hatch made her run.
It's narrow shape for the United States. Mallory Pugh tries to drive at that defender, create the space then underneath for Lindsey Haran. They rotate it across the top of the 18. And Sophia Smith has to deliver that ball to a different area. You can see Ashley Hatch. She's pulling away from the defender. Now she's going to time it where she darts and tries to get to the near post. But the timing is off, and that ball needed to be cut back more by Smith.
Back by Arias. Again, Colombia will just give it away too easily. Alana Cook. Sauerbrunn with 200 caps for Becky. Pass will go out of play. Colombia will have a throw-in. They've been involved in a couple of World Cups, couple of Olympics, and for Colombia, much like the USA, they're trying to qualify for the next Women's World Cup and also the Olympics. They'll be playing in the upcoming Copa America Femenina in July, and Colombia will also host it. Haran to the end line, dispossessed. Daniela Arias. Salazar. Got that ball forward, keeps possession. Got it to the outside. Venegas. Taken away. That's going to be too far for Ashley Hatch. Lavelle. Sauerbrunn from Cook. Sauerbrunn trying to get to her 4th World Cup and 4th Olympics at age 37, but still playing at a high level. Emily Fox. It's cut off on that right side. Arias into the middle. Montoya pass was picked. Nice moves by Pugh to the outside. Smith driven in. Hatch was open right between two center backs. U.S. trying to keep this play alive. Tackled away from Smith. It's tough anyway, Ali, to beat a low block, but how do you do that? It's more difficult without Kat Macario.
Yeah, I mean, special player in tight spaces, especially freeing up some of her teammates, in particular Smith and Pugh. The way that she would drop off, it would create that space in behind, and then her ability to face up and play them in. It's a different situation now with Hatch. But Vlatko Andonovski wants to see different wrinkles. He wants to see the wide combination play if it's not working centrally, because you don't have a Kat Macari who's not in there with Ashley Hatch, not as strong back to goal. You know, then you're going to try to find breakdowns in the wide channels. And that's what you're seeing the United States do a bit of. It's really interesting to watch the dynamics between where Kelly O'Hare is versus Emily Fox. So that's the right back versus the left back, and how they're playing off of the wingers. Because both Pugh and Smith want to get in behind. They are really talented 1v1. So you've got to give them that space. And you don't want to bring that second defender close to them.
Santos was going to take that throw-in. She'll give it up to a teammate. Santos plays for Atletico Madrid. Last time these two clubs met, back in 2021, it was a younger Colombia side, mostly domestic players. Now they've got in players from other countries. It's a stronger team, a little more experienced team, and they played more games. Remember they went almost, 2 years without playing a game?
That was wild. I mean, talk about progress Colombia has made as a federation, at least in getting their players more games. They've been playing every FIFA window, which is incredibly important. As you pointed out, they have a massive opportunity hosting the Copa America next month. They want to put on a good show and garner a lot of support, so then they have leverage.
They should be one of the favorites. Brazil is probably the favorite, you would think, going into that.
Absolutely.
Ball played long. It finds its way across, and Pugh, not sure how she missed it, especially in the form she's been in with the goals in the 4 straight games. And for club and country, amazing.
And more than likely, it was just too easy for Pugh. If you've seen her goals in club play, she's been creating something out of nothing. But it's a wise decision by Sophia Smith. The early ball in behind the back line, she senses the space is there, and she can lay this one out in front of Pugh. But I think Pugh should take that with her other foot, redirect it with her left back on frame. If you go with your right, you do have that opportunity of just opening up too much and letting that one glide past your body. Should have been 1-0.
Yeah, those two do look for each other, too. And you wonder, without Macario, do they look more towards each other with that trust that they've already had? Or do they try to get Hatch or Morgan or whoever will take Macario's spot more involved?
Yeah, I think with both of them, it's best option available. And look, they're going to want to develop a rapport with Ashley Hatch if she's going to be that 9. And that chemistry is going to be incredibly important when you are facing low blocks, yes, but even in open games.
There's LaBelle pushing it ahead, too far. There's a clearance long by Ramos. Fox will settle. Cook. Driven long, too far wide. Intended for Horan. Doubling up there, trying to take it away from Arias. They do. It's LaBelle. Off that cultured left foot. Too far. Hatch was close. So was Horan, but not close enough. Today's telecast is sponsored by Volkswagen, the presenting partner of U.S. Soccer. Scoreless here, 14th minute, USA and Colombia. 9th meeting. Previous 8, U.S. has won 7, drawn 1. The draw was in the 2016 Olympics. 2 free kick goals by Catalina Usme. LaBelle. O'Hara. Smith towards the end line. Taken down. Play continues. Smith was looking for a foul, and now it's driven out. It's a goal kick.
And a couple of hard challenges already on Sophia Smith. O'Hara just lays that into space for her, and she's trying to cut it back. But it looks like Ramos first bodies her up with her arms and then just shoves her off of it. Right outside the 18. Should have been a call.
4 goals in her international career. 3 of them have come in this calendar year for Smith, who's doing so well with their club side, Portland. 8 goals.
Yeah. And 2 assists. And incredible threat. I mean, she changes the way they play.
Yeah, she'll probably be leading the league, except that Alex Morgan has 11 goals. There's a chance here for the U.S. Partial miss. Sophia Smith, who went down in a heap. Feeling the effects of that.
And she's cutting in on her left, and she knows she's lining this one up for the strike, and she takes herself out there.
That one is called. Mallory Pugh draws the foul that will lead to this free kick.
This is one of the ways that Vlatko talked about in terms of breaking down tight spaces if the opposition is, in fact, flooding numbers behind the ball. Earning these set pieces is important. You've got to go at players. You've got to test them. You've got to draw fouls, put them in uncomfortable situations. Pugh does just that. And now it's taking advantage of a set piece that would help the United States get on the board.
Pugh will take this free kick. 24 years of age from nearby Littleton, Colorado. 2 in the wall for Colombia. Pugh will strike it low. The flick, second ball. Montoya. Daniela Montoya, the captain tonight, will clear it out. Fox will take this throw in.
Becky Sauerbrunn. Cook. U.S. with the bulk of the possession early. Scoreless here. 17th minute. Good pressure there from Salazar. Back for Murphy. Third start this calendar year for Murphy. Yet to concede a goal. Shutouts over the Czech Republic and Iceland earlier. Cook with that step. O'Hara. Turn there, but it's picked off. The U.S. will get it back. Iran popping up all over. Colombia will recover. Looking to break in transition, but Fox is back there. First player back, plays back to the feet of Casey Murphy.
Yeah, very rarely is Lizzie Santos going to beat Emily Fox in a foot race to that one. That's the outlet pass that Colombia is looking for, just to break a little pressure, catch their breath. The U.S. needs to go up tempo more, JP.
O'Hara played it in, missed Hatch, played back to Perez. Sliced that ball away. The U.S. will win it. There's some holding going on there that's not called. It comes back to the circle. Fox on the left. Pushing it. Malpew. In line. Earns a corner.
The Colombian player goes down, but it's a nice little flick by Lindsay Horan. She knows where the space is. Fox is wise to it and gets a step on her player. And you see all three front runners, United States, in a narrow shape. Pugh then gets the edge and was going for the cutback ball to Rose Lavelle. Earns a corner instead.
How good has Mallory Pugh been for club and country? 11 goals, 7 assists in her last 17 games. She'll drive it. Back post area. It's sent wide by Cook.
Cook usually such a good target in the air on set pieces. She's converted for club and now trying to do it at country at the back post. So many times she makes the near post run. This one she just gets bodied up on. It throws her off just enough by Daniela Arias. And that's what you got to do as a defender. Just take her off that direct contact. And now you've got a goal kick heading the opposite direction.
On that near sideline. Coming up 20th minute. Scoreless here. Sometimes it's tough to be a camera person.
The double
challenges. Good job. Murphy. Sauerbrunn. Trying to play out of that pressure from Colombia. U.S. ball. 20 minutes gone, scoreless. USA and Colombia. First of 2 games to be played between these two nations. Second one Tuesday, Rio Tinto Stadium in Salt Lake City. Fox. You hear them encouraging her to go, go, go from that sideline. Here's Fox on the go. Into the box. Hatch delivers it out. Malpew with the shot. Goes high and wide.
And you're exactly right, JP, because as the United States swung that ball over to the near side for Emily Fox, look at all that space outside the midfield 3 of Colombia. She's got the pace, the step, drives right by that line, eliminates them, and now you're trying to find a nice little combination off of Ashley Hatch. The return pass isn't there for her, but it lands at the feet of Pugh, and she's just falling back off of that one, and it rises. That's a good look. You talk about the different ways to break down in these tight areas. Driving at one of those lines, eliminating them on the dribble can be an incredible asset. Emily Fox in particular with that pace, good on the ball.
Turnover there. Smith's past LaBelle. Ramos was there defending. And it goes out. Allie, Melissa Ortiz had said in the studio that it's the first time she's seen Colombia play with a sweeper. How has that worked out for them so far in the first 20-plus minutes?
It's fine right now, and if you're watching, she'll get flat with them, and that's what I expected, is that she will step in and it'll be a flat 5, but she's the one that is responsible for then dropping off and absorbing and covering any of the play that gets in behind. I still think the United States, with the talent they have in this front 5, if you will, the three front runners and then your attacking mids, it's there to pull apart this shape of Colombia. The tempo has to be better. The proximity of the players and the rotations we're seeing, it just seems a step off. The execution hasn't been on in the early stages.
Here's Sauerbrunn. Cook. Haran tries to win it back and does. Never gives up on that. Mallory Pugh slowing it down. Looks for a better option. Sauerbrunn. Cook. Trying to solve this low block that Colombia is playing. Was tackled out by Venegas. Last touch by O'Hara, apparently. Kelly O'Hara will turn 34 in August. 3 World Cups, 3 Olympics on her resume. Sullivan helps to win it back. Alana Cook. Back by O'Hara. Broken up by Colombia. Montoya moves it left. Salazar. Headed away. Off a miss-hit. Nice run there. Smith has help. Coming back. That could have been an own goal. The way that was cleared back. Daniela Arias.
And again, though, it's a bit sloppy from the United States. It's a misclear by the back line of Colombia. Then the player out of position has to go to ground to try to make a play on it. And that ball by Daniela Arias almost, as you said, found its way into the back of the net against her own goalkeeper. But Pugh's touch too heavy. And that's what gave Arias the chance to get back and make a play on it.
Corner for Mal Pugh. Chicago Red Stars club MVP last year. Might be again this year, too. Sending it near post on a bounce. It's loose. Unable to find it was Andy Sullivan. She was the closest to it. Colombia tried to hold that ball, keep possession. They could not. U.S. has it. Sullivan moves it. Haran. Haran trying to find the game, sending it forward. It's going to be sent back. Smith trying to trap it. Almost handled there, and then cleared finally by Colombia. trying to find Lacey Santos. How about Megan Rapinoe warming up early in this one? Head coach Vlatko Andonovski told us that Rapinoe and Morgan were tremendous in this camp environment. Will we see them tonight? Left side, Hatch in front. That's going to be cleared away. U.S. will have another corner. It's 27th minute. Another one for Pugh.
Andy Sullivan was wide open on that last corner kick. We'll see if she gets free again.
Sent across, a high one. Oh, two players ran into each other, Hatch and Horan. Otherwise, they might have had that first goal.
Just some miscommunication between the United States players at that back post. Hatch and Horan trying to collapse on it. As you said, got in each other's way. But that's a good ball for the United States to attack at the back post. If you can get ahead on that instead of letting it drop to your foot.
Ali, what's your assessment so far? 28th minute.
Disoriented, not sharp. I think when you look at one of the things that we talked about with Kat Macario, and I hate to belabor the point because she will not be here for qualifying, but how many times she would pop off that back line and movement of Mallory Pugh. Sophia Smith would then be spurred into action around her, and Macario would get the ball to her feet. We're not seeing that from Ashley Hatch. She's trying to find the gap, trying to get in the pocket of space, the seam between the lines of the back line and the midfield, but they're not playing her. The timing's off, and it is that unfamiliarity more than likely between these players that is part of the problem in the early goings. But touches have been heavy, passes have been behind, in front, wrong decisions. Oof. Oh, man, I think it's...
Wrong player.
Yeah.
Right? Oh, there's some blood there from Mallory Pugh. I think that was from before. I saw her reacting as if there was blood. We didn't see it before, but we sure see it now. 29th minute. This is a team, Ali, that's had only 2 real training sessions together because all of these players pretty much coming from NWSL clubs from all different parts of the country. This is what happened before with Pugh.
So Pugh goes in and you see the deflection and pops up. That's what ricochets off her face, gives her the bloody nose. And then Horan on the ensuing play goes to ground. Off of Fox, I believe it was, the contact there. But you said it, JP. I mean, not a lot of training time for this group, young players, not players that haven't been seasoned in Vlatko Andonovski's system, style of play, and players that have a certain amount of unfamiliarity with each other.
Yeah, and those are not excuses. That's just stating facts.
Absolutely.
It was 2 days of training.
Oh, yeah. I mean, the talent level on this roster is off the charts.
Colombia dealing with their own issues, right? They're traveling, they're playing at altitude.
They train in Bogota, though, so they are familiar with the lack of oxygen in Colorado and Denver.
That's encouraging, though, that they did that at Bogota, because they wouldn't have done that a couple of years ago when they were not playing games. Part of that was due to COVID. It's a throw-in for Colombia. The longer this stays at 0, better it is for Colombia for their confidence and the way this game is going.
And I think it's good for the United States. And I'd ask Vlatko, would he prefer to score early or let this team struggle a bit? He said it didn't matter.
Hatch on the move. Playing it in low. Cleared, but not out. Hatch with a follow-up. Deflected down with the header. And now sent forward. Collected by Sauerbrunn. Just past the half-hour mark. Horan. Nice ball. Pugh. 1v1 versus Arias. Now Pugh and line. That's deflected. Hatch playing it back. Fox, Lavelle on the turn. Rose, saved by Perez. And she recovers it.
But she'll take her time, allow her team to catch their breath. But last-ditch defending from Colombia on that last spell from the United States. Really good job by Pugh to hold off the defender, get around the edge. Ashley Hatch pops on the loose ball. But that first-time pass by Emily Fox is an incredible one, knowing Rose Lavelle is sitting in the middle of the goal. Now she's wide open, takes that first touch to get it on her left and go for the half strike. Good save by Perez as she has to adjust back against the momentum of where she was moving. But good vision by Emily Fox to find Lavelle in a more advanced area, a better opportunity for her to hit that one than if Fox goes by herself.
Alex Morgan loosening up, leading goal scorer in the NWSL. U.S. dominating the stats as we expected, but not the scoreboard, not yet anyway.
No, and I mean, out of those 7 shots, how many really tested Perez? Just that last one.
Yeah. Been more off target than on so far. Lots to think about, lots to discuss. We're getting ready for the CONCACAF W Championship that will determine for the first time not just the next World Cup, but the next Olympics as well. Casey Murphy, not seen much action so far tonight. That could all change. Headed by Lavelle. Ball was out. Throw in Venegas. She's trying for Salazar. It comes back out. But there was a foul. Free kick U.S.
It's a good test for the U.S. Getting bodied up by some of the players, some of the fouls. This is what they're going to experience as they head off to qualifiers. Just a little shove from behind by Bedoya. And then some time wasting as she launches that one.
By the way, in qualifying, the USA will play Haiti, Jamaica, and Mexico in Group A. The game's going to be played in Mexico. Sauerbrunn. Up the middle. Pass. It's blocked.
So much better by Ashley Hatch, though. I know the ensuing foul comes from Rose Lavelle, but watching Hatch's movement, she dragged the defender into the half space, into the seam, then popped back up on the back line like she was going to get in behind, and then again withdrew, and that's when they found her. It was a double move by Ashley Hatch. They finally found her in that 9 spot, and she was able to face up and try to create something, but that's one of the first times we've seen a central touch from Ashley Hatch outside the 18.
Hatch yesterday, she feels personally devastated for the loss of Macario and what Kat has to be going through. But right now, there's a job open, and she gets the first crack at it anyway. Her and Alex Morgan on this roster. Played across. Santos left it. I'll give in there now on this right side. Here is Colombia. Highest upfield they've been during the run of play. Fox under pressure from Arias. And the foul goes against Colombia.
I love the finger waggle from Carolina Arias. Here it is. The foul just goes in heavy on Fox after the ball is gone. And that's tactical. That is Colombia trying to get in the head of the players, make them think they're coming, know their presence is there.
Cook. Inside the circle, lofts it long. It's headed out. U.S. throw-in. Arias cleared it out. Fox. Sauerbrunn. Cook. You see Colombia's shape there defensively with everyone back. Giving up a lot of space.
Horan looking to find some. Brings it to the middle as Colombia shifts. Sauerbrunn. Sullivan. They went back and forth. Right side, Cook. Stepping higher up.
This is where we're seeing a lot of both wingers inverted and the fullbacks pushed on from the United States.
Throwing for Arias. Talked about how dynamic this U.S. team was with those three forwards up top. And minus Macario tonight, it's been a slow start in this first half.
And I also think the tempo through the midfield has been slow.
Cook. Sauerbrunn. Tony Fox. Pushing it left. Malpew. Sauerbrunn did well to keep that one in the attacking area. Hugh with it. Fox just getting up, and that one high and wide. Sellout crowd tonight. Dick's Sporting Goods Park, also home of the Colorado Rapids of Major League Soccer. They've come out loud and strong tonight, just outside of Denver.
They want something to cheer about.
They do. Been into it right from the get-go. They've seen this team play several times in this stadium over the years. Foul drawn by Lavelle.
And another thing with Kat Macario being out of the picture right now for the United States is she was the player that was taking these set pieces. Her delivery from anywhere 30 yards out of the goal mouth was incredible, and you're going to miss that delivery, that service, with her not in the starting lineup. Having said that, Pugh's capable of dropping one on a dime.
We just told her to wait for the whistle. So no quick free kick there.
It looks like Alana Cook is open at the back post. She's going to have the advantage with the defender not seeing her.
Hugh sending it in low. That's blocked by Arias. Montoya. Needed that ball to be higher. Sent back into the box. Perez almost got caught coming out.
And again, it's just the execution from the set piece. A couple of times now they've dribbled that near post, and they haven't missed the first defender. And it doesn't look intentional because you're not seeing that first runner from the United States to make a play on it.
27-year-old Catalina Perez went to college in the U.S., University of Miami, 1 year also at Mississippi State. Ball was back in the USA half. 40th minute. Scoreless between the USA and Colombia.
I'd like to see the United States just test that back line a bit with some movement in behind. Some of those diagonal runs, there is space there.
Lavelle going forward, still going. That's blocked. Picked up by Fox. Slotting it to the right. End line. Pugh. That cross for Horan, who was sitting in that seam, but it's cleared by Colombia. Santos bumped off the ball, stays with it, and then is fouled. Good job by Santos. Players, Santos, one of them, played on the Pan Am team that won the title in 2019. Santos had 3 goals in that tournament. Fox. Hatch. They run on this left side. It's kept alive there. Smith all the way across. Hatch from Horan. Sullivan. O'Hara into the box. Horan saved by Perez. So 2 big saves for Perez in this opening half, keeping it at 0.
And a really good sequence from the United States and how they got into that area.
In for Horan again. Settled. Pugh. Pull back. O'Hara was waiting for it. Gets the return. Looking for the give and go. Into the box. Headed by Hatch. Wide.
Well, a couple good looks for the United States coming off of headers. This is the one a couple moments ago. The ball in behind by O'Hara. It's so good for Lindsey Horan as she's fading away to that back post. This is one of the only spots that O'Hara can put it where the goalkeeper can't make a play on it, nor can the defender. Horan gets to it first, and just a really good reaction save as Perez has to get to ground so quickly on the little deflection by Horan as she's trying to glance that by. And it was a good sequence that led to that as well.
To live action played in. Lavelle on the cut off the foot. Left foot, and that's wide. Good chance in the end.
Lavelle growing into the game more and more on the ball. Just her ability to break lines on the dribble. This one, Smith picks the pocket of the defender and now drags 3 defenders to her, opens up the space for Lavelle, and that little quick touch by Lavelle to beat the first defender, and then she wants it on her left foot the whole time. You see it, Lavelle's trying to get into between the lines. Right here, little touch, scooting by, and then if she goes with her right, that's a goal. She tries to take it with her left and toe poke it into that near post. But the angle's too difficult. Again, Perez quick to ground and cuts off the angle.
Just trying to get one here in the end. First half, closing minutes, tackled away. Oh, she's pointing to the spot. And that is one angry coach, Nelson Abadia. It is a friendly. There's no VAR.
There is nothing friendly about this.
Yeah.
And there's been a ton of fouls in this first half by Colombia on the United States. Sophia Smith again, so smooth on the ball. Gets the advantage over her player. It's Carolina Arias. It's trying to go stride for stride with her. The touch is away, but that clearly is a foul by Arias, taking out both feet of Smith. Right there's the first one, and then drags her foot, gets both in that process. Right call.
It's unlucky, though, for Colombia. They should have gone into the locker room, and they still might scoreless, but not if this penalty kick is converted. Lindsey Horan putting it down. Horan versus Perez. Lindsey had one of the best chances of this first half moments ago. A header that was saved by Perez. And a 110th appearance for her country. Horan is ready on that whistle. She'll strike. Saved by Perez. And the rebound somehow missed by Smith.
You asked me how this first half was going. I think that play sums it up for the United States. It's a poorly taken penalty by Horan. Perez reads it the whole way. And then just not even close by Sophia Smith on the rebound. She does well to be the first to it, but that one misses by a mile. Savable height by Horan. That's gold for a goalkeeper if you read it right. And they are fired up.
Well, they may go in at halftime now, scoreless. So Perez has made, at least by my count unofficially, 3 saves. And anytime you make a save on a penalty kick, regardless, she was guessing the right way. There was some power on that shot, but Perez went the right way, made the save.
Well, this is a player that's coming off of injury. And Catalina Perez.
1 minute added on in stoppage time. Surprising result at this moment. One that should give Colombia some confidence going into the locker room at halftime.
And something that they will absolutely build upon, regardless of what happens in the second half going into Copa America.
Here's Horan. Lots to talk about for the USA at halftime. Just hit a minute of stoppage time. Lavelle. And the touch was too far, and that was the last touch of this opening half. So the big story in this opening half was that penalty kick taken by Horan, saved by Perez. It is scoreless here after 45 minutes of play. After the break, Rob Stone, Daniel Slayton, and Melissa Ortiz will take you through a busy halftime.
Well, Fox Sports is your home for next month's Copa America Femenina. Colombia hosting that tournament, which also serves as South American World Cup qualifying. And the Colombians doing a pretty good job so far prepping for it, as they have held the world's top-ranked team without a goal. The U.S., they have won their last 12 games versus South American opposition, but they are currently caught in a 0-0 result. Both these nations using today as prep for World Cup qualifying. Remember, Women's World Cup now just 390 days away. Rob Stone, Melissa Ortiz, Danielle Slayton here with you. The U.S., 71% of the possession, 12-0 shot advantage, but they have squandered really their best opportunities, not just that penalty kick that closed out the first half, Danielle.
You take a look, and this is one of their best chances, certainly. Good movement in and around the box. Rose Lavelle getting on the end of this one, but a big save. Perez has certainly been the story here in the first half.
More from the United States.
You see play that I think has really come up the left flank, but a good change of point. I do think the United States can continue to play faster in this second half. And then Lindsey Horan running against the restraining line, getting the depth that they're looking for in that header off of the box. And again, changing a point here. You see, this is a perfectly timed run. Allie Wagner talked about it in the box, just unable to get it. I think that's going to continue to be a huge opportunity for the United States. Ashley Hatch, if she's coming low, how can Lindsey Horan create high?
And here's the penalty kick call in the 43rd. Two different opinions on the desk on this one.
You know, Rob, that I am going to say that's controversial. I did not think that was a penalty kick, but a massive save by Catalina Perez, who guessed correctly which way Lindsey Horan was going.
One of the talking points about Colombia coming into this game, let's bring back the sweeper to the game. It brought a small, why not throw a stopper out there, the sweeper as well. But whatever Colombia is doing, yes, they're giving up possession, yes, they're giving up shots, but a 0-0 scoreline against the United States really shows well for the Colombians.
It absolutely does. If we compare it to last year's friendly against the USA, which had a scoreline of 4-0 and 6-0, and going 45 minutes already with the 0-0 scoreline, it's impressive. And like you mentioned, the sweeper of Jorlin Carabalí, she has done incredible, solidifying that back line. And also, defensively, Colombia has been organized. But most importantly, they've been frustrating the U.S. women's national team.
Danielle, give me a word to describe the U.S. through the first 45.
It's been sloppy. I think the speed of play needs to be better. And the reality, as Melissa said, it's been an organized defense for Colombia. But how is the United States going to continue to break this down? Mallory Pugh has to go there with her left foot. She knows it. We've seen her do it in the NWSL all season. Again, she gets in behind. I think it's a threat to continue to find a way to get in behind this Colombia back line, because the reality is that, yes, Colombia is playing with a sweeper, but she's stepping up, and it's really a flat back five many times, and she'll drop and provide cover as needed.
Good time for some U.S. subs, perhaps, in that second half?
I think so. It's going to be tasty.
We saw Megan Rapinoe warming up. You know, Alex Morgan is ready to get her shot as well. And it has been a feisty first 45 from Colorado. Colombia hanging really tough against the reigning world champs. Second half on the backside.
By Volkswagen, presenting partner of U.S. Soccer. Surprising score at halftime. USA and Colombia with zeros on the board. Blatko Andonovski, the head coach of the U.S. national team, has made a couple of changes. Alex Morgan is coming in. 115 international goals for Alex Morgan. She will replace Ashley Hatch in a like-for-like swap. We're told that Ashley Sanchez is also going to be coming in for Lindsey Horan.
So those are two changes, Allie. We'll see what this does to the rhythm of the game.
Yeah, you know, Morgan is in incredible form, 11 goals in club play in 10 games. And what's been impressive through that run has been her movement, the darting, slashing runs, the diagonal runs to get in behind, and that's going to be needed tonight. And then Ashley Sanchez continues to improve her awareness of where the space is to get herself into the seams and get on the half turn. And then her ability to be that player running from deep in behind will be an asset again against this Colombian side that has proved difficult to break down for the U.S. in that first half.
Second half underway. Looks like no changes for Colombia. Good opportunity, though, for Sanchez with the game very much on the line. Coming in, hoping to make an impact. With Alex Morgan, you know what she is capable of. She's made for games like this. But for Sanchez, this is only her 8th appearance for the U.S. national team. Montoya was chasing. U.S. on the ball. Sauerbrunn. Cook. On that right side, O'Hara. U.S. making those two changes. Trying to get something going. Most of their shots off target in that first half. They had that penalty kick from Haran that was saved by Perez. Colombia didn't even get close to Casey Murphy at the other end. Pulled back there by the U.S. and then the cross was wide. Henry Fox trying to make something happen there. So, Allie, what does the U.S. have to do different? What do they have to do better in the second half?
You already saw a glimpse of it in that last attack for the United States. And it was creativity from the midfield. Ashley Sanchez just stepped over, allowed the ball to run past her, and then she spun off and continued to run into the box. Look, the tempo was a bit slow in the final third, I think, for the United States. I think they did not utilize the 9 as Alex Morgan on cue is going to be posted up in there, but it's the movement to create space underneath for those players to get on it, and then the combinations of whether or not you want Mallory Pugh wide or you want her sucked in on a more central defender and occupying that player so you can free up space outside of her for an Emily Fox to get forward, or on the flip side, Sophia Smith and Kelly O'Hara.
Clearance by Arias, headed back by Sauerbrunn. It's allowed to bounce. Colombia will recover. It's an impressive result at this point for Colombia, Allie, but the game is only half over. What do they have to do to keep this going?
Continue to frustrate the United States. And look at that scene that opened up right there.
Still open. Tackle away. Good job by Colombia defensively as that ball was cleared.
And that's important when Colombia does push out the United States to have Alex Morgan driving that back line deeper, and then the seam underneath will open up.
O'Hara. Curling ball in. Flicked away from Morgan. Throwing U.S. Nelson Abadia's side had to go into that locker room at halftime with some confidence. Held the U.S. to no goals in that first half. Ball played into the end line for Fox. The cutback and off the touch of Morgan.
And again, it's just early intervention from Ashley Sanchez between the lines. Quick half turn, now slips in Emily Fox in behind. But Alex Morgan way past the near post. And that's just going to be incredibly difficult to put anything on frame from that angle.
Mentioned 11 goals in the first 10 games of the season for Morgan. No one has ever done that in NWSL history in the opening 10 games. There's San Diego Wave, an expansion team, are in first place at the moment. Nice on the backfield. Cut off. It's intended for Bedoya. Cook. Fox delivers left sideline. The run made by Smith. Morgan makes a run into the box. Pugh at the other end. Sophia Smith pushing it back. Sanchez, the cut, then the shot. Hit the crossbar.
What, 5 minutes into this match already, Ashley Sanchez has her fingerprints all over it. Sophia Smith drives that back line deeper. Now you've got the whole recovering midfield as well, which means there's space at the top of the 18 because they collapsed in. Ashley Sanchez does well just to hold her positioning, beat the first defender, and no, she's got to chip this one over the back line. It's so much traffic to get through if she's going to rifle it, and think she can drop this one in behind Perez, and that one tips off the crossbar. Doesn't miss by much.
51st minute. Scoreless from Dick's Sporting Goods Park in Commerce City, Colorado. Sauerbrunn pass comes back to Cook. Sullivan backpedals. Andy Sullivan, Russian in spirit teammate O'Hara, who got clipped. Foul against Venegas.
When you ask what Colombia needs to do, that's an example of it. As soon as the United States tries to change it, it's tight pressure, so that ball cannot go forward by Kelly O'Hara. It's a foul, it trips up. It trips her up, and it breaks up the rhythm of the United States.
Sanchez. I know the possession stat, Allie, can be misleading, but can Colombia get a decent result here with so little possession? All they'll be doing is defending.
That's football.
Laval. Colombia have to be careful there. It's deflected back to Rose. Here's Laval squaring it off Sanchez. Fox to the outside. Smith in the box, headed right back, almost to Morgan. It was to Morgan, actually, and they were in a tough spot. Salazar for Colombia. Diana will send it forward. That's blocked. U.S. has it back again. Trying to get something going quickly, but Colombia got back rather quickly defensively. Laval. Outside Sanchez. Those fresh legs and fresh ideas. There's another. Sanchez across. And it's right at goal after all that good work.
There's so many of these players, the young generation, are just incredible to watch on the ball. Takes on two defenders, skips by one, and then drags both in, sucks them into the space that she ultimately knows she's going to get out of. But it's that final product the United States has been lacking all night long. Drives end line, but pick a pass here. Alex Morgan trying to get near post, and that ball just fades right into the Perez's hands.
Harry made a good run also at the far post. Sanchez seeing a lot of the ball since coming in. You can see her confidence as well. It's headed back calmly to Catalina Perez. Two-year-old Alex Morgan trying to play in a fourth World Cup and a fourth Olympic tournament. And a bounce back. Cook. Sullivan heads it.
Ooh.
Looked like it hurt. Laval into space. Smith on the run. Keeper's out. It's deflected. And a goal. U.S. scores. Smith with her fifth international goal.
But so much of this play comes from Rose Lavelle in midfield, and her awareness just jumps on this free ball, but that touch to separate. Now she's breaking the midfield line, and the early pass knows the space is in behind, lays it out in stride for Sophia Smith. Perez well off of her line, knowing that the back line is pushed up, and then she gets caught between it. And now she's just trying to cut down an angle, but doesn't do it well enough as she leaves that near post open, and Sophia Smith senses it and guides this one past her with the lucky deflection coming off of Perez and into the back of the net. And that's the breakthrough the United States needed.
Let's see if that opens things up. 5th international goal, 4th this calendar year. She's right up there among the leaders for this U.S. squad. The trio of forwards had scored 13 of their 28 goals coming in. Macario was right up there among those scores. Her and Pugh each had 5, and Smith had 3. Now she's got 4. One by Fox, cut off.
And that space was there early for Fox, JP. She opts to go on the dribble and just allows the Colombian defense to retreat and regroup and get numbers around it.
See what that goal does to this game for both sides. Does it open things up for the U.S.? Does it frustrate Colombia, having conceded now for the first time? Another free kick for Mallory Pugh. About 25 yards out. A sharp angle, sends it in low. That's cleared right back to her. Second go at it for Pugh. She'll drive that in. That's blocked. Appeals for a handball as the ball was cleared. Headed across by Sauerbrunn.
Again, just another disappointing set piece for the United States. Mallory Pugh doesn't clear that first defender. Reoccurring theme of the night.
Fox sending it ahead. That's blocked. Lavelle picks up the first ball. Rose, that's picked off as well. Hook will settle. Sauerbrunn. Lavelle in the middle. Sullivan. Smith's pass, it deflects.
Well, here's a look at the last play when the United States fans were calling for a handball. The ball driven in by Mallory Pugh, and the deflection absolutely comes off of Ramos's hand after her initial touch. Arm extended outside the frame of the body.
Era throw in. Morgan on the turn by the corner flag. Alex keeps it. Crosses. And contact there, fouled the U.S. Precaution, we're told, for Horan with the ice on the knee.
And she's been dealing with injury. She was taped up for that Champions League final for OL. And it wasn't moving quite like herself. It's been a long time for her getting back into full fitness, full form.
Megan Rapinoe's doing some entertaining there between Horan and Alyssa Nair. I hope she's not imitating us. It looks like she's calling the game. Ball out for a throw-in. Will we see Rapinoe tonight? We'll see. Players and coaches have talked about her leadership. The reason why she's on this club right now is Salazar will exit. Diana Ospina will be the first sub for Colombia. 33-year-old veteran, brings some experience into this game. You see her often in the starting 11. This is Cook. Cook will hold there, getting close to the hour mark. U.S. with a 1-0 lead on a goal by Sophia Smith. 54th minute, her 5th international goal. Played ahead, a chance here.
United States coming off of when Colombia is not sitting in their lower block. It's a turnover. The work rate from Rose Lavelle just to pick the pocket of the defender. And so many players will find Alex Morgan into space, but she picks the right pass. And again, plays provider on Sophia Smith's goal. She goes to ground, and still an excellent ball in behind for Smith. And she just shapes her body up, puts this one into her path. That touch now gives her options to open up and pick her corner. And that's a good finish for Sophia Smith, who puts it past the on-rushing Perez.
You can see her confidence growing. 2 goals on the night for Sophia Smith. And we see Sofia Huerta has replaced Kelly O'Hara. This is the stadium where Huerta made her USA debut after playing earlier in her career for Mexico. Made that one-time switch. So the U.S. has opened things up a little bit here. And they're able to give some players a rest. So already we've seen Horan come out, Hatch come out, and now O'Hara. And that's again a like-for-like switch. Huerta now right back for Clement country. Lavelle giving room. Rose lays it off. There's Morgan at the end line, pulling it back. Drops it back for Sanchez. That's cut off. Cook was there to claim it. Fox headed up once. Perez changed her mind. Smith will catch up to it. Sophia Smith tugged there. Keeps up. Smith plays it across. That's blocked. It comes out. Huerta. That's blocked as well. Full credit to Sophia Smith for staying up there. She goes down, she'll get a penalty.
This is a men's soccer.
I know. Here's ball played in, and it's up the top of the net. I like it when they stay up like that. Go for it.
Well, you've seen some silky moves from Rose Lavelle. In this case, it was Sophia Smith, who knows her defenders are trying to close her down, but the space is in behind her, just invites her in, teases her into that space, and then megs her. But she's trying to pick that final pass out, and it's incredibly difficult. No one gives her an option. Here it is. Dangles the carrot, gets by her, and then, as you said, has the strength and balance to just body off Venegas as she's trying to make a play on it. And then here's the ensuing shot. Sullivan driving forward.
We just come back to this. She paid a price.
Well, Colombia has tried everything to slow down Sophia Smith. It's Bedoya who's beaten, and then